Oh. She's gone. Our healing factor is gone, which is the much bigger threat. As long as we don't get fucked up by we can't survive Gilgamesh throwing a giant hammer at us, crushing all our bones, and then cutting us at half again, though. The moon is distant. The clouds have cleared, and the darkness has a dim blue glow. Daybreak is so close. The long night is about to end. The fate stay night! This is the final moment. Going through the night, Saber and I have reached our final destination. Saber sounds tense. I feel the same way. As I nod, I can feel sweat dripping down my back, or my neck. The mountain feels like one big living thing. The wind coming down from the mountain gate is warm, and the shaking trees seem like breathing lungs. Chills and pressure assail me every step I take. No, the air is really thick and wet. Final destination. Saber for smash. The summoning of the Holy Grail has begun. It's already over. Either way, that must mean that Lancer has fallen to Gilgamesh. This is going to be a battle of attrition for Saber, I think. Really. Like, she just needs to kind of distract him and hold him out for long enough while we hopefully take care of Kotomine. Because taking care of Kotomine is going to be a lot bigger of a factor than anything else. But because his mana is being sustained off of, you know, all the mana that's being taken away from the orphans, will he even disappear if we defeat Kotomine? Saber says so strongly without hesitation or distress. So there's nothing more to say. We will go into battle and determine the winner as the last remaining masters. Even if, in the process, one of us dies, he only needs to defeat their enemy. Even if I die, if Saber beats Gilgamesh, Kotomine won't be able to obtain the Holy Grail. At the same time, if Saber dies, well, no, if you die, Saber disappears. That's the problem. But at the same time, if Saber dies, if I defeat Kotomine, Gilgamesh won't be able to stay in this world. So there's no need to help each other. Our battles have already gone their separate ways. We go up the stone stairs. The air gets denser the closer we get to the mountain gate. Sweat drips down my neck. Ominous premonitions prick at my skin. Our strongest opponent await at the end of these stairs. But I really don't care about that. We go up the stairs. The mountain gate is approaching. This is the end. No matter who wins this battle, Saber will disappear. The long and short days of battle will end, and Saber will vanish from this world. It's going to return to her proper time. I can't say I have no regrets. Losing Saber, losing the one I promised to protect, the one whose happiness I wished for. I don't know yet how hard it will be. We're still walking together, and I can feel her presence. I'm not yet ready to lose her. Even if I knew many days ago. Even if I knew from the moment we met that there would be a parting at the end. Thinking back, there were so many memories. Nights when we walked together and times we fought together. I selfishly tried hard in the beginning, thinking that I couldn't let a girl fight. It trained me hard in the dojo. Slept in the shed because I wasn't able to sleep with a girl in the next room. We had lunch together. I never liked the bath. I was satisfied with the food, when the food was good, like the clothes Tosaka prepared for her, and talked with Fujine. Pushed herself, took all the burdens onto her shoulders, and finally collapsed. We shared our hearts in the ruin. I've been crazy since that. I couldn't think of anything but Saber, and after my reasons for fighting changed, I realized that I love Saber. How can I lose someone like this? Saber doesn't say anything. I can't say anything either. When these stairs end, if we reach the top, there will be nothing for us to talk about. Losing Saber and parting with her will just happen in the future. But this moment is the only time allotted for us for our farewells. We go up the stairs. If I don't want to say goodbye, I can just talk to her about meaningless things. Like going to town again after we return home. Or what she wants for breakfast tomorrow morning. Such meaningless things. But I can't even talk about such things. If I talk, that'll be our final conversation. A clear end. Neither of us can offer a clear farewell. And so we reach the mountain gate. This is the final choice. If we go on, it will end. But if we go back, I might be able to find a way to avoid losing her. Stop and turn back to Saber. Saber is the same as always, a tense stare with a composed expression. The moment I see it, all kinds of temptation attack me. Like, let's run away. Like, if I don't want to lose her, I can go back. It would accompany me if I wished. I mean, command spells. I still have those. My determination wavers. That temptation rises in my throat, but I stop it. I declare that as a master, just as I always have. Saber nods silently. Her eyes are strong-willed as always. Though I won't have any regrets, as she believes in me. I too will believe that my choice is correct. We start for the mountain gate. We head into the battle with no return. I couldn't say anything, and I couldn't tell her what I really wanted to tell her. But I want to believe that this silence was able to tell her my feelings. The long stairs we climbed together. This is our final memory of our time together. yeah, Assassin shows up like, none shall pass. What? None shall pass. Red light fills the mountaintop. The blowing wind is getting stronger, and it seems the source of that light coming from the back of the grounds. Oh god, the red phosphorescence scatters on the wind, and the ground is too bright for the nighttime. Stagnant air fills the presence of death. This is like the fire back then. But it isn't like that. Within all this red light, something is about to emerge. From the back of the building, a black darkness oozing in the bright red. This clearing is like a clear lake. That mud is like an oil spill. Mud that spreads, taints the ground, does not kill anything it swallows. Like a visible curse. I'm a magus too. I can sense that the thing only reacts to human mind and only swallows human bodies. He is there within all the rich colors. Ignoring the blood red and the death stained black, the servant clad in gold is waiting for us. Now, Saber in the middle of this place. This is a fucking battle that's 10 years in the making for Gil.
10年前、お前が俺に浴びせたものだ。
Gilgamesh is only looking at Saber. It goes the same for Saber. He takes a step forward and points her sword at the knight in front of her.
Gilgamesh, あなたの目的は何だ？あの呪い、聖杯と偽っていたものを使って何を望む？
望みなどないと言っただろう。琴峰が聖杯をどう扱おうと俺は知らん。今のところ俺の関心はお前だけだ。
As if to answer Saber, the Golden Knight raises his hand. At the same time, the air behind him sways like haze. King's treasure. Hundreds of noble phantasms are loaded like bullets.
ようやくこの時が来たか。今までずっと考えていたぞ、セイバー。嫌がるお前をどう踏み伏せ、あれを飲ませるか。 泣きむせぶ顔を踏みつけ、その体を染め抜くほどの泥を
Phrasing! No, that was on
まだ死
purpose.
ぬに耐えきれず俺の足元にすがりつく。
よく言った。ならば、その身が同じ末路をたどろうと。
It's weird that she's still using, you know, the wind sheath when she has her actual sheath now. Another step. Saber steps into range of the many noble phantasms. This isn't a battle I can do anything about. The battle between Saber and Gilgamesh is something no human can interfere with.
それでこそセイバーよ。俺には勝てないと知った上でなおその気概。宴の終わりを飾るにふさわしいが。邪魔はいらぬ。そこの雑種。
Alright.
琴峰に用があるのなら早々に消えろ。
I'm off. You guys have fun. I'm just gonna go kill Kotomine. Don't mind me. Kotomine is waiting. I glance at Saber. She nods while looking at Gilgamesh. Her figure tells me that she's wishing me her best. I turn around. The one I need to face isn't here. Behind me, as I run, I hear the battle start. At the back of the building, behind the main temple, is a large lake. Untouched by humans, the lake is holy, as if a dragon king lives in it. Clear blue water is pure, and the lake isn't even murky. You know, here's a good question. So apparently, like, from some wiki searching yesterday, apparently Gilgamesh killed Assassin and Castor and Assassin's master. But what about Issei? Issei's supposed to be here. Is Issei okay? Did he die? I hope he didn't die. I like Issei. Clear blue water is pure, and the lake isn't even murky. That's all in the past. The lake now has none of these characteristics. A red light is in front of my eyes. A sea of black tar. And it's the title music. And crucifixion. Great. Don't ban me, Twitch. The void created the air, and the girl presented as a sacrifice. Can't see anything. My calm mind instantly goes over the limit. I stop and glare at my enemy. He smiles sarcastically and opens his arms to welcome me. This is the site of our battle. This is the altar of the summoning in this Holy Grail war. Please stop closing up on it. Please stop. Jesus. Like, it doesn't show anything, but like, she's still fairly naked. I glare at Kotomine. There's about 10 meters between us. The fight will begin if I move another step. I don't know what kind of magus Kotomine is, but I assume he'll use some kind of projectile weapon like Tosaka. In comparison, I can only punch him. Even though I have the dagger Tosaka gave me, it's useless unless I get near him. Once the fight starts, I'll have to run straight at him and stab his chest. But first, I have to do something about Ilya. Till she dies. And Ilya's still alive. He's gonna kick his ass. Yeah, you kind of said earlier that it was, you know, really corrupted, so just kind of elaborating on that a bit.
この中にはあらゆる悪性、人の世を分け隔てなく呪うものが詰まっている。それを操ることなど誰にもできん。
What's he saying? That's true, then he became a master not for a wish, but just to open this up? Yeah, what is your stake in this? I clench my teeth and glare at the black priest. The man smiles.
そうだな。強いて言うならば娯楽だよ。
He makes a simple claim, as if it's only natural.
だって。
わからないのか。例えば音楽だ。歌を楽しいと思う
This
のはなぜだ。
very much isn't the same thing at all. You can't compare, you know, a holy grail war that's summoning a giant fucking demon cup and being like, hey, I did it because I like to listen to Usher. Like, no, that doesn't fucking work like that.
物語が人を引きつけるのはなぜだと思う。
I've never even thought about it. And don't fucking entertain them!
あらゆる娯楽、人間を喜ばせるもの、それらが楽しいのは単に人間が作ったも
Such a
のだから。
fucking...
よいか。あらゆる創造物は人間の内より生じるもの。つまるところ、この世で最も愉快なものとは人間に他ならない。それに比べれば、彼らが生み出す娯楽など二次的なものだ。そう、音楽も物語も、愛憎も憐憫も信頼も裏切りも道徳も背徳も、幻想も真実も、すべて。
Okay, Mr. Holier than thou. That kind of one of the things that the church is kind of against. I mean, they should be, at the very least. What I like is murder, death, kill. That's a supreme form of entertainment. I also like to watch YouTube videos on my spare time. For watching everything go wrong is what fills me with joy. That's why I watch the compilations.
人間は死の瞬間にのみ価値がある。生存という助走距離を持って高く飛び、空に届き尊く輝くもの。その瞬きこそが私の望みだ。それがお前の求めた質問の答えだ。
What if he was like, can you say it in layman's terms? Like, I didn't really get that.
この実は 星の光を食べて生きている。
Priest offering a speech with his hands apart is abnormal. I feel a chill, but not by his speech, but at the priest himself, because he looks like a holy being while he says things he wants to enjoy humans.
ああ、10年前の火災は悪くなかった。小規模ではあったが、通常ではありえない刺激に満ちていたからな。 そう。私が望むものなどその程度。
English, please. I'm evil!
あのような地獄にこそ、魂の炸裂、人における最高のきらめきがある。
Not really. No, not in the slightest. Not. Nope. You lost me a while ago, my guy. Gonna be completely honest. I mean, just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right. Don't talk shit. That time, that hell, can't be contained with just that one sentence. Yeah, it's like, hey guys, don't get me down. This is kind of scary. I don't know about this. No one loves humans as much as I. Reese laughs in satisfaction, as if he thinks that event where people died in vain is wonderful from the bottom of his heart. I concentrate on my feet. I put my powers into my legs, about to jump forward. Off we go. I jump forward with all my might. About 10 meters to him. I'll go in straight at him and... I jump sideways. This is the result of my instincts not wanting to die. Surpassing my desire to kill him. I roll sideways onto the ground and look up.
今のは
I look at the place I was running over. Sound of burning. The burning sound is coming from the black mud, stretching out from the lake. It's like a black carpet. The mud splashed like a whip, attacking me as I went after Konomine and left a mark on the ground. Ah, great. That's not good at all.
加えてこれは生き物に敏感でな。動き回るのは勝手だが、不用意に動くと死
It's a
ぬ。
fucking minefield. I jump to avoid the black mud merciless attacking me. Screw moving carelessly. He's ready to kill me. Yes. Or be ready to receive what you're trying to shout, I guess? I don't know. There's a lesson in all this. I stand up, still keeping watch over the lake. The distance to Konomine hasn't changed. That means this 10 meters is as near as he wants me to get. That tentacle of mud stretches without limit. He'll come after me if he wants to, and I'm sure there are more than one.
ほう、やる気か。それは喜ばしい。このまま立ち去るのなら殺しようがなかったが、お前本人が争うのであれば問題はない。
We actually don't have a choice here. It's gonna be easier for us to go after you than it is to go back to, you know, the giant fight that's going on behind us. If I weren't a man of God.
人を背中から襲ったやつがな、そんな言葉を吐くんじゃない。
You must have remembered what happened with Lancer. Kotomine laughs as if in admiration. You know, you also hated someone that was, or like, you know, kind of almost killed someone that was you were guarding. I didn't say that right at all. Giving away that sheep part, yeah, just run into, like, get burned by acid. That was the only thing that we could do.
お前があの男の息子と分かり、内面まで似通っていると知った時の喜びなど分かるまい。10年前に叶わなかった望み、エミヤキリツグという男に、こうしてもう一度引導を渡
This
せ
is
る
a
と
10-year-long
思
grudge.
わなかった。
The sins of the father for the sins of the son. Unfortunate, but you shall go out this way. Through tentacle death. Good thing this isn't a hentai game, right? Oh my god. The quivering mud comes out from the lake like a black snake. I bite my lip. This is the worst situation, as I thought. The number of snakes continue to increase without end. I don't know how long I can survive, let alone how I can get close to him.
勝機がないのは当然だ。お前の生きた年数と私の生きた年数では大きく開きがある。
I mean, we have projection magic. The priest raises his hands, glares at the heavens as if he's conducting an orchestra.
命をかけろ。あるいはこの身に届くかもしれん。
He releases his black snakes. And that's time for a cut. Everybody ready for... Oh. Back on the other side of things. Sparks fly off. The Golden Knight retreats from the blows, which are full of the utmost spirit. She must have seen it as an opening. Saber dodges the swinging sword and moves deeper into the enemy's range. If the yell is a rip, the sword is like a comet. It overwhelms the opponent and he hesitates, but she keeps attacking. The sword keeps moving. It has destroyed rocks and pierced through walls, but every blow is blocked by weapons appearing from behind him. Escaping danger, the Golden Knight, Gilgamesh, has another sword in hand. It's easy to repel that weapon, but she cannot block it straight on. All the enemy's weapons have unknown abilities. It would be suicidal to block it without knowing its ability. Saber jumps back out of range and catches her breath. Gilgamesh raises himself unhurriedly.
懲りぬ女よ。何度やっても無駄だとわからぬか?
Gilgamesh shows no fatigue. For him, this battle is just entertainment. There must be no fatigue or strain when he knows he's going to win. But it's different for Saber. For her, this moment is her only chance for victory. Before her enemy becomes serious, she has to defeat Gilgamesh before he takes out Ea, or she will be the one defeated. That is why she continued to attack without the thought for saving her energy. She's cornered the enemy like this more than a few times, but still, she could never get past his wall of noble phantasms.
まだ続けるのか。主に忠誠を誓うのはいいが、それも限度があろう。今頃あの雑誌は
She would be gone if that was the case, though.
私の主は健在だ。あのようなマスター相手にシローが膝をくするなどありえない。
それも時間の問題だ。お前は聖杯を知らぬ。あれの相手は俺でも手こずるのだぞ。お前は俺には勝てぬし、あやつでは琴峰に勝てん。配役を誤ったな。お前が聖杯に挑んでいれば、この戦いはお前の勝利だったろう。
Yeah, but we would have died on the spot against you. With no, sheath. Golden Knight's eyes are not laughing. He's serious. That's wrong. Saber, such a choice would have been a mistake.
まさかこれが正しい選択だ。私は貴様になど負けぬし、シローはあのような死者には負けない。まだ出てもいない結果を期待するとは、英雄王の名も地に落ちたというものだ。
ほう、減らず口を言うだけの体力は残っていたか。
Space distorts. Yeah, more weapons. Absolutely great. If you can recognize any of these. Oh yeah, I was looking at something because I was trying to film some stuff earlier and I was looking at weapons. I'm sorry, this is the worst time to look at this. But look how many weapons we fucking got from Gil. Like we got all, like, from that all the way up to Caliburn is like just his weapons that we just fucking just happen to have now in the weapon listing. The number of noble phantasms behind Gilgamesh increases.
来るか。
She grips her holy sword once again. Actually, there is a way. There's only one way. There's a way to defeat the Golden Knight.
それには
Will not succeed unless several conditions are met. Even if she defeats Ea, he will still be able to defend against her attack. He has energy left. And the method to defeat Ea will remain unknown until she takes the direct hit from it once more.
エアを受ける。まさかいかにサヤが戻ろうとあれを。
But there's no other way to win. It is a matter of how to grasp that slight chance. Usually she selects the best choice by instinct and follows that view, but right now she cannot even feel that with her instincts. Probably because the probability of victory is so low and the chances of comeback is pretty much zero. But still, she must fight. For Shiro, who abandoned his protection to give her back her sheep, she cannot be defeated here by him. That's why I'm gonna run right into Ea! For
どう
Shiro!
やら決定的な敗北でなければ納得がいかぬと見える。
More weapons appear. They move without Gilgamesh touching them, and they aim for Saber. The weapons, whose handles were only visible before, all show blades now and await their master's orders. This is the knight's way of thinking. From the beginning, Gilgamesh has never been a swordsman. These noble phantasms are produced in the air and become bullets at their master's command. This is why he's called Archer. This servant is an archer with the strongest arrows.
うまく避けろ。なに。運が良ければ手足を串刺す程度であろう。
With one command, the Godspeed rain of arrows, or swords begin. Sorry, used to it being rain of arrows. Each one has fatal powers. She eludes every one of them like a falling leaf. A sword from the front, a spear from the left, full arm from below and above. The three-edged sword arcing and attacking from behind. A swing from a hammer bigger than she is. She blocks, repels, dodges, and twists her body away from the last attack. Breathing hard, Saber recovers the stance she was driven out of. In that instance, she sees them behind her enemy. Behind Gilgamesh, noble phantasms are already produced 47 of them. Ah, wow. That's a lot of swords to be thrown around. She jumps full force. Many noble phantasms stab into the ground as not to let her escape. In the reign of noble phantasms, she is hit time after time. Her armor is destroyed, her gauntlets pierced, and even the pieces covering her feet are pierced. Saber manages to avoid a fatal wound even in this danger, but then sees the worst thing imaginable. On the other side of the reign of noble phantasms, as if to finish off a fleeing enemy, Gilgamesh is pulling out his favorite sword. Yep. She stops her jump. She lands right away and pours magical energy into her holy sword. Will it be in time? Wind roars. The blade of light is revealed and she raises her sword without waiting for the wind to fully unseal. She does not even bother with the reign of noble phantasms and swings her holy sword at with all the speed possible. But it's too late. Pounding through his own noble phantasms, Gilgamesh swings his sword. And then back on the other side of things, take away the mucus around my ankle. A much less impressive battle. My clothes are burnt away and my skin is oh god, damn it. Thanks, Aniplex, for letting me. I'm subscribed to you for Fate info, and they're giving me Sword Art Online Elicitization trailer number 3. Thanks. I jump back from the striking tentacle. Can't feel my right ankle, and I can't even tell if it's there. But I jump into the open field in front of me. I check my body as I roll. Ankle. Alright, it's still there. I just can't feel it. If it's there, I should be able to run. I jump in a different direction again to avoid striking mud. I hear a splashing sound right next to me. The smell of the ground burning forces my dizzy head awake and probably struck him. Fire runs up my back. Things aren't looking too hot. I shake it off and jump into an empty space. That must have been the end of this attack. Black mud that was surrounding me has disappeared from view for now. Bite my lip. I ran so much, but in the end, I've pushed her back to here again. Ah, back at the start. Perfect. I breathe hard and look at him so as not to lose in spirit. Kotomine has not moved at all. He just watched me run around. No matter how hard I breathe, my heart won't calm down. It's saying that it's at its limits, and it needs rest. It's about to go out on its own if I don't let it rest. Can't do anything. Can't get near Kotomine, nor get through the black mud. I'm not going to hold back on using projection magic. If I can't move forward, I can reproduce Saber's sword again. They'll surely be able to slice through that black mud, and I can go straight for Kotomine. What would he do if he did give up? In the instant he would just kind of have a shocked expression. He was like, oh, I didn't expect to get this far. Lots of mud comes splashing towards me, telling me I cannot let myself stop. I raise myself and barely dodge the mud. The mud itself isn't too bad. It's slow compared to Saber's Shinai, and it only comes when it's aimed, so it's easy to dodge. But that's only true when there's only one of them. I can't deal with tens of mud attacks. The ones that come from behind me the instant I dodge them. As a result, I can only move around. Even then, mud covers me bit by bit. There's no time to rest. Can't reproduce a sword like this. Projection magic, tracing a weapon from the beginning, requires at least 1 minute of concentration. If I show such an opening, I'll be melted down to my bones. Alright, so projection isn't the way, apparently. Unless we can somehow increase our projection ability, which would be nice. You know, get that. It'd be nice if we were able to practice that a bit more. You know, cut down its cast time, things like that. The parts of my body covered with mud have lost sensation. The only good thing is that I don't feel any pain, but I won't know if I'm dead or not when the mud covers my whole body. I'm finished when that happens, and most of all, I'll have melted away by then. All I can do is run. I know it's only a matter of time before I do, but I have to keep running for now. I won't have any luck getting near Kotomine when I'm dodging this mud. Can't get close now. Waiting behind Kotomine is a pool of mud. If there's any chance of getting near him, it'll be when I do something about this mud. It sounded like it got punched. Can't believe it. Who on earth would trip at it? Oh, God damn it, Shiro. Kotomine looks down at me like trash. Points his finger at me, and many snakes show their veins. I get up. I try to get up, but fall again. I fall. I fall. Snakes are coming. But I still fall. Why? Why? Black mud comes from my neck. Why? I see why. My right ankle is unbelievably black.
そこまでか。少しは楽しめると期待したが、所詮は切り継ぐの息子。
I raise my head. I'm still conscious. My wrists and neck are held up by mud-like chains, but I still retain my senses.
なんでとどめを刺さない。
無論、すぐ終わらせるとも。だがそれでは芸がなかろう。お前は切り継ぐの贋作だからな。奴に受けた10年前の負債は。
Skin with mud on it is burning. Feels like acid slowly seeping through the pores of my skin. Grit my teeth, bare it, check on my right ankle. Totally black. I can't feel it, nor can I move at all. I'll have to take the mud out of my body, or put magical energy into it to move the clotted blood in there. Either way, the moment I move it, all the muscles in my right ankle will be destroyed.
そうかよ。そりゃ構わないが、お前なんだってそこまで切り継ぐを目の敵にするんだ。切り継ぐに聖杯を壊されたことがよっぽど悔しかったのか。
なに、近親憎悪というやつだ。私と切り継ぐは似ていたからな。奴の行為は全てが勘に触ったよ。
Is it though? I don't believe that for a second. I actually don't believe that for a second.
ふざけるな。切り継ぐとお前が似ているなんて間違っても口にするな。
I raise my body with my arms and glare at him. I don't know what's so funny, but he makes that evil smile.
なるほど。お前にとってはそうだ。何しろ奴は私を見逃すほどの善人だったからな。あの大火災を引き起こした私を倒しただけで命までは取らなかった。それが間違いだったことをお前は知っているはずだ。切り継ぐさえ私を殺しておけば、あの孤児たちは穏やかな日常を送れたのだろうからな。反論できまい。だが私にとってもそれは不快な事実だった。
Ah, he didn't kill me. What a fucker. What an absolute fucker. I hate you. I hate you a lot.
あれほど冷酷な魔術師だった男が。
I'm gonna go ahead and go and fucking murderify some orphans because I hate you so much. Ugh, damn that Kiritsugu. That again. Saber said it too, that Kiritsugu was a great magus, and he would do anything to accomplish his goals. That's...
だが、奴の過ちはそんなことではない。奴が犯した過ちはな、聖杯を壊しただけでこの戦いが終わったと思い込んだことだ。故に、奴はお前に何も伝えず、聖杯戦争は終わったのだと楽観し、この呪いに侵されたまま人生を終えた。道家といえば道家だな。奴は自身を呪った私を見逃し、その果てに数年足らずで命を落とした。
I wonder... No, they probably didn't know, like, where each other were. Well, maybe Kiritsugu did. He just thought to leave it alone.
自分はことを成したと、聖杯戦争を終わらせたのだと、勘違いの達成感を得たままでな。
Hold on. What? Kiritsugu died because of this guy? That peaceful face he had on the night of his death was...
そうだ。最後に聞いておこう。
Because he thought all of his jobs were done.
切り継ぐの最後はどうだったのだ、エミヤシロ。息子であるお前に後を託し
No, he didn't.
何やら満足して
He
いった
didn't.
わ
He
け。
gave us one thing. Well, two things.
な
Our
ん
life
という
and a
道
life.
化ぶりだ。何一つとしてなせず、息子であるお前に責任を押し付け、さぞ滑稽に消えたのであろうな。てめえ
I kick off the ground. I drove magical energy into my right foot and moved it by force. I ignore my tearing muscles and run to him on all fours like a dog.
そうだ。その程度の気概がなくては話にならん。
Kotomine raises his hand towards the waterfall behind him. What is he thinking? That is a curse so strong it's visible. You could call it magical energy specialized for destroying people. There's nothing you can do with it as it cannot be reshaped or anything. Anybody that touches that mud will be stained with a strong curse and be left melted as if digested. In the process, pain and fear before death remains as magical energy and becomes the next curse to seek out living people. So you die if you touch it. Anyone who touches it will die unless they can get the mud out of their body. The priest stuck his hand in the waterfall of mud, but he doesn't stop smiling.
切り継ぐと同じ末路をたどれ。
In his hand is a black darkness. I sense that it is something completely different and... The world is attacked by a sudden flash of light. The moment I realize the light is from Saber's noble phantasm.
アンディマユ。
The priest's words instantly turn the world black. Her vision, blinded by the light, is filled with darkness. If she were conscious, she would have known that it was the ultimate black light. The darkness was only for an instant. It's not darkness, but a swarm of grain-sized curses. The darkness swept her body away, and she regained consciousness from an unpleasant sensation. She gasps. First thing she feels after consciousness returns is pain. Skin that was protected by armor is burned, her body is pierced and slashed, and she's in a miserable state. They lost the beam war again, that's what happened. Lost to Ea. She was cornered by Gilgamesh's noble phantasms, could not block them, and took a hit from Ea as well. Managed to offset it a bit but with Excalibur, but her body is wounded too badly. The wound is healing without magical energy, but even the protection of the sheath will not return her to normal instantly. There.
ここまでだセイバー。よもやその体でまだ敗北を認めぬなどと言わぬだろうな。
Gilgamesh approaches without a scratch. Still on the ground, Saber looks up at her enemy. He cannot do anything right now. The man can do whatever he wants with her.
ギルガメッシュ、今の光は。
In spite of that, this is what she worries about. That flash of light, that black darkness from the back of the compound that covered the earth for an instant. She doesn't want to think about it, but that darkness might have been aimed at Shiro.
今の光か。お前ならばわかろう。琴峰が聖杯から直接呼び出したのだろうな。聖杯の中にはこの世のすべてを呪うなどというものがあるのだそうだ。先ほどから見えているあのオダクはな、聖杯から漏れている残りカスに過ぎん。その本体を出されたのだ。お前のマスターとてもはやこの世にはおるまい。
そんなことは。
She concentrates all her power. She knows her body won't move. Cannot abide just lying on the ground.
嘘だ。シローは生きている。
Certainly she still feels the connection with her master. It is weak and ready to go out, but Emiya Shiro is still alive. So she must go. The enemy is something so unforeseeable, Shiro cannot match it. Using the warmth inside her, she tries to get up. It was useless. Even the sheath of the Holy Sword will require a few more minutes to heal her body.
もはや手遅れだ。おとなしくしていろよ、セイバー。お前が何をしようが次期聖杯は溢れ出す。10年前の再来だ。ただし、こたびの義は俺ではなく、お前に与えられたものだがな。
Looking up at the red burning sky, the Golden Knight smiles.
喜べ、セイバー。あれを浴
Stop
びれば、
using that
お前
word.
も俺と同じになれる。この世で肉を持ち、第二の生を謳歌できよう。まあもっとも、俺のように自我を保っているとは限ら
It's
ない
kind of debatable whether or not you retain your sanity, my guy. But you're, I don't know, you're kind of dickhead regardless. Saber looks up at an amazement, her enemy in amazement. Saber can tell that thing is a great curse. It's a magnificent cluster of magical energy, and any magic should be possible with that amount. For caster using it, nothing would be impossible. But it is a double-edged sword. That thing can only curse people. If immersed in such a thing, even a heroic spirit would be unable to keep themselves together. That makes her realize. Servant in front of her. This knight called the oldest king of heroes. He was swallowed by that pollution 10 years ago. So...
ギルガメッシュ、あなたは
He's gone insane already.
ほう、そう思うか。
Laughing, Gilgamesh looks down at Saber. His face looks crazy, and it suits him.
侮るな。あの程度の呪い、飲み干せなくて何が英雄か。
They have a lot of very high
全て
standards.
の悪？はっ、俺を染めたければ、その3倍は持ってこい。良いか、セイバー。英雄とはな、己が視界に入る全ての人間を背負うもの。
Eroge poggers, yeah.
この世の全てなぞ。
We're almost at the
遠
end
の
of the
昔に背
Eroge.
負っている。
Saber gasps quietly at his words. He'll never be able to come to terms with this heroic spirit. His arrogant thinking, his selfishness to consider himself the greatest, and his merciless nature that never thinks of others. This is different from the path that King Shi chose. A set of beliefs that will never overlap with hers. This man is still a king. She can say that with confidence. Of all the things that this man is the only... Oh, shit. Of all his servants, this man is the only one who would be capable of keeping his sanity after being soaked with that first curse. Yeah, they pretty much are padlocks. I don't really know what they're supposed to be. Because they basically, like, yeah, if we just get a key and, like, stick that shit in there. Sure, it'd unlock.
今のうちに婚姻を決めておくか?
He's still going on that marriage tangent. Like, that's not gonna happen in any capacity.
ギルガメッシュ、貴様。
What am I looking at here? Like, how is this image working? Oh, he's holding her up by the foot. Okay, I didn't see that. I was like, what the fuck is going on there?
なんだ、手荒く扱われるのは趣味ではないか? ならば慣れておけ。女と食事に出し惜しみはしない主義でな。気の向くままに奪い、食らうだけだ。
Held upside down, Saber glares at Gilgamesh.
サーバントとしてマスターに義理を立てているわけか。くだらんな。たかが霊樹の縛りで。
It wasn't because of the command spell, though.
それは違う。勘違いをするな、ギルガメッシュ。
How many command spells have we used in the Fate route? I can only think of the one that we used, and that was to summon Saber so she could fight Ryder back at the school.
私は誰にも従わない。初めからこの体にそんな自由はないのだ。
ほう。ではどうあっても俺のものにはならないというのか。
His red eyes pierce Saber. There's no human emotion. He will kill if she disobeys. He will just kill her no matter what, no matter how attached he was to her. These are his true feelings. Gilgamesh's truth. How do male servants get their mana? Think twice? Okay. I mean, do you want the actual... I mean, there is... I think they talked about it at some point. Not in this visual novel, but in some other form. Because I remember hearing about, like, that they... Like, gay sex is actually a possibility for male servants to get their mana back. Oh, okay. That sounds likely. But we still haven't used our third, at the very least. Saber stares back at Gilgamesh, not averting her gaze.
ギルガメッシュ。私は誰のものにもならない。私はすでに国のものだ。この身は女である前に王なのだから。
She does not say it to anyone. She just says so, feeling the small warmth still within her body.
何を言うかと思えば。笑わせるな、セイバー。王にとって国とは己のものに過ぎない。何もかも支配できぬのならば。
That's just kind of like a fundamental difference. What if the master is a girl? Huge think, dude. Then you're fucked. Hope that you can have a connection with your servant and you don't need to supply the mana. And so, like, Brennan Archer? I don't know. The Golden Knight sneers at her immaturity. That brings back her determination. Determination.
その通りだ。そんなだから、貴様は自らの国を滅ぼしたのだ。
I roared yell full of spirit. I can talk sometimes, I swear to God. Saber uses her whole body to kick Gilgamesh in the face with her free leg. Extra sort of answers it. Oh, okay. Gilgamesh, let's go. That's wrong. I just read Babylonia. Saber stays upside down and jumps using her arms. Hey, in a side route of something, of, you know, a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off, you were into that. Never underestimate. She closes her eyes and looks within herself. That is why you were destroyed by your own country. You already knew that. She has heard those words over and over since she was summoned as Saber. But that man is different. He was mad like it was his own affair, but still, he thought it was something to be proud of. So there was only one thing that must be done. Even if there is not the slightest chance of winning, she cannot stop here. While the warmth is still in her heart, she must run to her master as fast as possible. About 8 meters to Gilgamesh, she places herself at the best range she found earlier. Her body will not move as she wishes. Her legs do not have even a tenth of her original power, and the arm holding her sword is weak. She will fall without being able to block no matter what kind of weak attack she receives. But there are no openings in Saber's stance, nor is there any hesitation. I like that the first blow that Saber actually landed on Gil is her stomping on his face. Gilgamesh has to prepare himself seeing her like that. The Golden Knight raises Ea and looks at his opponent. Saber does not answer. Her eyes show her determination. What is being insane but being a little crazy, eh? Time to launch that shit. The air roars. The sword of separation, Ea. A sword said in ancient Mesopotamia to have divided and created the world. Gilgamesh's sword of separation roars to exterminate its enemies for sure this time. The swirl of air and the magical energy within it far exceed Excalibur. Ea is raised. Saber raises her sword to match it. Their gazes meet only for an instant. Gilgamesh's sword is swung, but Saber's sword falls without power as she's unable to activate the noble phantasm. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I thought we were building up to an epic moment where she finally overcomes, but ooh, that light that cuts everything charges. Unable to do anything, she is swallowed by that light. That ended very anticlimactically. Of course, we're gonna go back to it at some point, but Jesus. The instant I am swallowed by the darkness, hell is printed into my brain. Starting penalty is 5. Life penalty, body penalty, freedom penalty, fame penalty, fortune penalty. Give the penalty that extends to so much punishment, mud, darkness, and malice. Elimination of human rights by castration, exile, execution. Torture and sadism upon the body through digestion. Denial by consensus of the colony that eliminates all honor. Die. God damn. Scorn from judgment and selfishness that takes away men's fortunes. Death penalty, penal servitude, imprisonment, custody of fine, penalty, crime from grudge, crime from self-interest, unconscious crime, self-conscious crime, civil war, inducement, false statement, theft, robbery, kidnap, suicide, rape, arson, bombing and violation, negligent homicide, mass violence, death at work, overconfident accident, misdemeanors, concealment, violation for benefit, violation for self-protection, violation for love, violation for respect, selfish, blank, stealing, fraudulent, fraud, concealment, murder, theft, crime, personal grudge, attack, dirty. You are dirty, atone every violence, every crime, every victim, atone for everything. This world is ruled by something not human. Know the conscience to reform crimes. Lots of bad things. Know the penalties to reform crimes. People's kindness is here. There's so much that cannot be noticed. Know the violence to hide crimes. Know the power to hide crimes. People's malignance is here. It is so rare that it is noted 100 kindness and 1 malignance. Malignance shines bright to keep the balance and exists as a great evil to compete with the masses of kindness. The starting penalty is 5. Blank for self, blank for self, blank for self. Right. Inducement, false statement, theft, robbery, kidnap, suicide. We're just repeating that. Right, cool. That's pleasant. That is pleasant. No, it isn't. It isn't at all. My brain explodes. The mud eating away at my body remains and steals my warmth mercilessly. I'm crushed by the things seeping in through all 5 senses. Darkness I cannot look at directly. Ugliness I cannot acknowledge. Crimes I want to run away from. Every crime of the people in this world. That is why I'm going to deny. Yeah, going to die. I'm going to deny! One trapped in this darkness will eat themselves to death from pain and hatred. But Kotomine said that this curse killed Kiritsugu. That fact knocks away at every darkness. Ooh, what the fuck? Are we going into some Gygas shit? Warmth returns to my body. Blood flows through my beaten up body and makes it stand. It's only natural. Such a thing. Emiya Kiritsugu had been burdened with this for many years. He was pressed by the voices for atonement and died unable to fulfill his wish. He said he wanted to become a superhero. He ran around trying to help someone, but could not get anyone's permission for that. Yet he still did what he could to pursue the ideals he had abandoned. In the end, he was relieved by something, as a kid said, and nodded to himself that everything was okay. You okay there, Shiro? You doing alright? So I have to stand up. I relieved Kiritsugu and promised I'd become one. If Emiya Shiro is really that superhero's son, then I can't let the bad guy beat me. Tosaka said I should win no matter what. Saber said he's an enemy that I must defeat. Even Kotomine said, if I'm going to fight, I should put my life on the line. They're right. What else can I bet if I won't bet my life? From the beginning, I have nothing else to give. God damn. Got enough H's in there, my guy? I leap desperately out of the black, dense mud. I can hear his bewilderment. My throat is burning. My windpipe tears every time I breathe, and it feels like I'm swallowing pieces of glass. Yeah, I don't think he's doing all right. very least, we got out of there with the power of determination. I don't care. Tears are welling up from anger. I'm going to go crazy from anger before I go crazy from the curse. I push my body and run. I put one hand behind my back. I grab the dagger I've been hidden up until now. Just gotta run. If we can't fucking deal with the mud, then we're gonna have to run through the mud, obviously. The only way to escape is to ape. I run. Kotomine sticks his hand into the waterfall behind him and extracts another clump of darkness. All my hesitations disappear. If I do reach Kotomine, I think his biggest mistake was that line. Because the command spell on my left hand is the only proof I have. As long as my command spell exists, Saber exists. If she exists, she must have defeated Gilgamesh by now, and she'll be heading over here. I think Saber will be angry if I don't greet her with open arms. So I will defeat you now, to fulfill the last promise I made with her. Darkness approaches. A great curse is released from Kotomine's hands. My body melts from my fingertips. I won't look away. This is my role. There's still something I can do. God damn it! Keep on going back and forth. I know it's supposed to build up, you know, the drama and like the suspense, but fuck, I want one. I just want to see one of these through. A dislocation runs through space. With a flash of light and a roar of wind, a swirl of destruction is set loose from Ea. With that in front of her, Saber could not even use her noble phantasm. She lowers her sword and moves her body forward as if she's falling. Yeah, cliffhanger. Oh man. The light approaches. She cannot avoid it with her injured legs, and there's no shield in this world that could block Ea. A sword of light and wind that'll destroy everything in its paths. Nothing can stand against the true name of Ea. That is a fact that cannot be changed. Yeah. Until a few hours ago. The one surprise is not Saber, but the Golden Knight bearing Ea. Ea is still emitting magical energy and bringing forth destruction. But Saber steps forward into that tumbling storm of light. Her armor screams out, cracks run through every wall of magical energy protecting her. In the period shorter than a second that they endure the attack, Saber steps up to Gilgamesh and... That was a very short one. That was a very shorthand one. Usually it's a lot more drawn out. She opposes Ea's destruction with the greatest power she is permitted. Heat and light rumble wildly. The crash of the greatest swords push against each other with pure power, creating a boundary in space. But is it not useless? Excalibur cannot be Ea. Even if she approaches at the risk of her life, she can only push back just a little. The balance easily favors Ea, and Excalibur's light is repelled back along with Saber. Readying Ea, the Golden Knight looks at the enemy approaching him again, and puts magical energy into Ea. This will be it. He will totally annihilate Saber with all his power. Ea's turns reach their maximum speed, and the light surrounding Saber mows down Excalibur. But just before that, Saber's body jumps forward. A small space created by Excalibur, a place where she can take one more step. The instant she reaches it, her noble phantasm appears. The darkness becomes raging wind. God damn it! Another cliffhanger. There's no way to avoid it, and the concept of blocking is useless against a curse that paints the space itself. Those swallowed by this darkness will absorb by it like the painted space. Body melting from the fingertips, legs moving forward, step into onto empty space, and arms reaching out are already invisible in the black mud. Emi Ashiro will be eliminated from the outside. Attacked by a feeling that his body is shrinking, Emiyashiro still does not accept death. Push through the pain, my guy! Without looking away, he rejects it with all his might. The darkness surrounding the body, the pain trying to melt the body, and the curse trying to melt the mind. But they are futile attempts. There's no way for a mere human to resist the pollution. The body is still moving. The arm raised to grab something is still raised. The mind is already destroyed. The mind is already painted black, and the body should disappear into darkness as well. In that moment, why is that voice remembered? All light turns on in the darkness. The instant the eyes realize the light is that light, everything reverses. The hammer comes knocking down. The mind accelerates, crackles with sparks, and creates the shape with unbelievable speed. The spell to begin the projection is murmured. In an instant, it is completed, omitted every step of the manufacture. That is right. There was no need to reproduce it from scratch, because this shape was engraved in the body, perfect in memory as it was already part of Emiyashiro's body. The arm reaching out still moves. The weapon created without concentration or spellcasting is grabbed. The world changes completely as the darkness is destroyed by a golden light. In Emiyashiro's hands is a perfectly reproduced sheath of saber. Oh shit. And like that, with Aya straight ahead of her, her noble phantasm is activated. That which is released and scattered before her is the holy sword's sheath. No one knows what kind of divine mystery it is made out of, but the sheath repels all light emitted by Aya. No, it goes beyond the level of defending. It is complete isolation. A barrier of fairyland that keeps out all filth from the outside lands. A complete world separated from this one that can never be reached. As Saber is protected by the sheath of the holy sword, she is blocked off from all matters in this world. The greatest protection in this world. The greatest that cannot be infringed upon by anything. Not even by the 5 sorceries. For that reason, the sheath is named Avalon. All is a distant utopia. The place where King Arthur is said to have gone after his death. The utopia that King dreamed of that will never be reached. Gilgamesh sees the death running up his spine. But he won't make it. The raised Aya will not stop turning, and Gilgamesh cannot manage to jump back. It's only natural. Who would even think that an attack with this much magical energy and this much power could be blocked? Blue clothes run in. There's no armor on Saber. She's released all the armor protecting her, the magical energy gained in her sword, and Jesus Christ, that face! I couldn't fucking. That's a face only a mother could love. That was an ugly fucking face. All darkness is blown away in the instant the sheath is grabbed. The darkness surrounding Emiyashiro, the darkness contaminating his body. Everything is dispersed. There's no reason to be surprised. The sheath of the holy sword protects its possessor. The embodiment of the utopia she sought cannot lose to this dirty mud. He runs. At the moment he is released from the darkness, his speed is like that of a shooting star. The one overestimating their ability, and the one who cannot even spare to think about such things. The difference is only an instant, but an instant that decides the outcome. Still falling, Emiyashiro runs on his hands as well. In one hand is the dagger. In a crouching position, running to the black priest. Priest. I fucked it up. I fucked it up! The sword of retribution is stabbed into the priest's chest. The priest turns slowly. Before that, stopping himself in his feet, Emiyashiro jumps back. The spinning body and all the magical energy in his left hand. He takes it like a whirlwind. He fucking punches that shit in. The magical energy is poured into the Azoth sword along with the word of release. Fucking simultaneous. Like, they only needed to win once, but they won both times. Just to send the message. The golden sword was swung. She must not have even have the energy to raise it back up. Saber keeps her sword and her face down. Flashed up, the man beholds the knight that has defeated him. The sound of the wind echoes through the compound. The waves of light like a flood are no more. Tosaka says I. The two knights share no words as they place themselves in a parting called the battle's end. The man sighs. He raises his weak hand and touches the cheek of the knight in front of him, as if making sure she exists. The golden armor starts to fade away. The existence of the King of Heroes is disappearing. His fingers slip. His raised arm falls powerlessly to the ground. Says it sullenly. In his final moments, he smiles ironically and disappears. See ya, Gilgamesh. See ya after Enkidu dies and you actually get your character development, because holy fuck, do you need it! Sparks fly onto the priest's uniform. Sparks are coming from the dagger in his chest. No chunks of flesh or blood are flying out. Still, the battle here is over as well. He doesn't even look at me. He's just looking down at the dagger in his chest in disbelief. The wind is blowing. The wind coming from the void above eliminates the sound around it. In the rumbling silence, Kotomine Kirei murmurs in a clear voice. How long was he thinking? He sighs, and the body that he hasn't moved since the beginning of our confrontation finally moves.
以前気まぐれでどこぞの娘にくれてやったことがあった。なるほど。私も衰えるはずだ。
Body of the priest falls to the ground. I watch it all. He has talked about himself like he was someone else until the very end. And the priest sinks into that which he summoned, that which he wished for. That is the end of the man called Kotomine Kirei, and the true end of the long battle. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of things, like I said, this is before, like, they really wanted a big bad for this, and they got that in the form of Gilgamesh. But like in universe, the reason why he's like this is a multitude of reasons. Like, it's not a good excuse, but it is what it is. There's a lot of different reasons why Gil is the way he is right now. The enemy is gone, and I face the final large task. Black void in the sky. That mud has stopped, but the strange void is still beating. That is the Holy Grail. The omnipotent grail that would have been given to the winner of the war. There's a wind blowing. Kotomine is gone and the power binding Ilya must have vanished. Ilya is now free of that void and she's sleeping by my side. I don't know what condition she's in, but it doesn't seem like her life is in danger. She should wake up fine if I go home and have Tosaka look at her. The war is ended. Nobody else is going to get hurt, and I won't lose anyone else. The masters are gone, and the servants will disappear as their tasks are over. I already knew this was going to happen. We climbed those long stairs together. Our parting is already done. All that's left is to close the curtains. I wait with an empty mind, looking up at the void, and she appears. She walks straight towards me, her figure unchanged since the first time I saw her. She stops close enough that I could reach out to her. There are no words to confirm her safety or to congratulate her victory. This was something that was already decided. So there is only one thing left to do.
聖杯を破壊します。それが私の役割です。
So saying, she starts to walk. The strong winds do not affect her as she approaches it step by step. She must be in range. She quietly readies her sword and looks at that black void. I stare at her back. I clench my fist hard, bite my lip, stifle the words about to come out of my mouth, and engrave her figure into my memory. And then,
マスター、命令を。あなたの命がなければ、あれは破壊できない。
with her back to me, she tells me to use my last command spell. Yeah, you were right, Ice. Saber will disappear once the Holy Grail is destroyed. No. As she will destroy the Holy Grail, she will never again become a servant. Saber became a servant because she sought the Holy Grail. Destroying the Holy Grail out of her own will means destroying her contract as well. If she destroys the Holy Grail, she will end her life as the king.
シロ、あなたの声で聞かせてほしい。
Saber's voice. Every time I hear it, I want to scream. To tell her not to go. I want to scream for her to stay here. But that's something I should not do even for the sake of my life. I love Saber. I want her to be happier than anyone else, and I want to be with her forever. But if I truly love her, that's wrong. I love Saber as she continued to fight even after getting hurt. She was a girl who discarded everything, filled with injuries, yet still protected all the way through. If I consider that beautiful and want to protect it, I cannot destroy her life just for my own selfishness. She was born as a king and lived as a king. That will not change no matter what. From the time she swore to carry the sword, the girl became a king and nothing else. That is her pride. That she ran through the battle so that her final moments, she would be able to believe her path was the right one. The dreams of the girl are Turia. The mind that chose to be the king over her own life. Fight. Even after she learned it would be unrewarded, she still clasped that sword and defended the oath of the king. For many years, I cannot do anything to dishonor the pride that she has held until the time of her death.
Saber, その責務を果たしてくれ。
I say so with a flood of emotions. An overflowing light. The void in the sky is cut in half by the light and disappears without a trace. There's nothing left. The destroyed mountain is now a flat field. Dawn is in the distance. The horizon is shining in a gleaming gold. My left hand hurts. My last command spell disappears. That makes me accept that the curtains have been drawn.
これで終わったのですね。
あ、これで終わりだ。もう何も残ってない。
そうですか。では私たちの契約もここまでですね。あなたの剣となり、敵を撃ち、近江を守った。 この約束を果たせてよかった。
そうだな。セイバーはよくやってくれた。
Nothing more needs to be said. Saber is far away, and I don't run to her. The morning sun rises. The halted wind begins again. Cold that seems to last forever. Can it?
最後に一つだけ伝えないと。
She says in a voice filled with determination. I reply like always with my best bluff. Saber's body wavers. She's facing me. She looks straight at me and in a voice without regret.
シロ、あなたを
God damn it.
愛している。
Say those words. Wind blows. I close my blinded eyes and open them again. I don't think that there's any surprise. I kinda saw this coming. That our parting would be like this. An open field fills my eyes. As the wind blew, the night disappeared. Just as she appeared, leaving no trace.
本当にお前らしい。
There are no regrets in my voice. I squint at the rising sun, keeping everything I lost close to my heart. I stare at the horizon, wishing never to forget and for it to never fade away. A distant land glowing in sunlight, resembling the golden fields she ran through. Epilogue. This is the end. True ending. I hear a sound. I hear the sound of the old, heavy, rusted door of the shed open. Light comes into the dark shed. I start to wake up. How's it going, Sakura? You haven't seen you since fucking, God. Jesus. I forgot Sakura was here. Taking a breath, I open my eyes. Oh, it's the first CG we saw from this route as well. Oh, fuck, it hurts.
そうみたいだ。おはよう、さくら。起こしに来てくれてサンキューな。い
え、お礼を言われることじゃありません。先輩ならきちんと起きてくれるって分かってましたから、私は余計なことをしただけなんです。
そっか。けど、ならなんでわざわざ起こしに来てくれたんだ？
わざわざじゃありません。今朝は先輩を起こしたくなって、いつもより30分も早起きしたんです。
It's a special day. That reminds me. That's right. Today is a special day.
聞くまでもないと思うんだが、藤根はまだ来てないよな。は
い。内村先生はまだ。あ、でもイリアちゃんは先に来てます。
As I thought, Ilya being the only one here means one thing.
まずい。さくら、すまないんだけど、朝食の支度を頼む。俺、ひとっ走りして藤根を叩き起こしてくる。
あ、はい。ご苦労様です、先輩。
Jesus. Like, it's actually been forever since we've seen Sakura. Rin told her to fuck off, and like, that was the last we saw of her until now. Fortunately, I worked late last night as well, so I'm still in my work clothes. It's good I can go outside without having to change.
10分で戻るから、あとはよろしく頼む。はい、
任せちゃってください。あれ？シロ起きてる。
なあ、今起きた。ちょっと藤根を起こしてくるから、さくらの手伝いをしてやってくれ。
Patting Ilya on the shoulder, I head for the front entrance. I mean, it's almost like, you know, Heaven's Feel is her entire route. Ilya runs to the shed screaming. Such a scene isn't that unusual now. Ilya said she wouldn't go back to her country, so I consulted Fujine to see if I could keep her at my place. Fujine really objected, said her house was better, and ended up taking Ilya in. Since then, still staying at the Fujimura house, Ilya comes attacking with Fujine at the morning and at night. Needless to say, their target is breakfast and dinner. It's been 2 months since they started living together, and they seem to be in union now. When I walk past the shed area, I hear voices over the wall. Sakura and Ilya talking. And I thought Ilya would not get along with Sakura since Ilya has that really unreserved personality, but I was wrong. The two consisting of the energetic Ilya and the quiet Sakura are getting along well, even though they're rather noisy. In fact, Sakura is regaining her spirit because of Ilya. Sakura stopped smiling when her brother Mato Shinji disappeared and was considered missing. She must have vaguely understood the connection with the mass coma incident at the school. She was worried about the missing Shinji and Moat for a long time. It was Ilya who forcibly made Sakura get over it, and Sakura gains her cheerfulness when Ilya's around.
Sakura, 笑えるようになったよな。
I'm purely happy for that, because that soft smile certainly suits her.
ひどいよイリアちゃん。何があっても起こしてって臨時ボーナスまであげたのに。
Oh my god. It's also been a while since we've seen Taiga. How's it going? Fujine scoffs down breakfast while crying.
当然よ。タイガを待ってたら私まで遅れるし、給金分は義理を果たしたわ。あれ以上の働きを要求するなら、臨時じゃなくて基本給をアップさせることね。
She's expensive! She's very expensive.
私だけじゃなくおじい様からももらってるくせに、どうしてこの子は主戦度なのかしら。若い頃からお金にうるさいと周りの子に嫌われちゃうぞ。
嫌われて結構よ。好きな人以外なら何を思われても関係ないもの。それより
God damn.
明日お金ちゃんと返してね。給料日5日前だった
She's
で
really
しょ。
drilling on that money. Aren't you rich?
なんでそんなこと知ってるのよあなた。
大河に聞いたわ。お望みなら明細まで話してあげてよ。
Ilya smiles daringly. In contrast to Sakura, Ilya and Fujine do not get along well. And to add, Ilya gets really mean when she faces Fujine. And that smile right now is like that certain someone. Oh
明細
god.
は明日までね。できなかったら大河のお小遣いから引いていくから。
From the why does she have an allowance?
おじい様、そんなことまであなたに話したの？
ええ、お昼はずっと一緒だもん。大河ね、大河より可愛
Oh my
いって
god.
褒めてくれたわ。
どうしてくれるのよシロ。この子とんだ悪魔っ子じゃない。このままじゃ藤村組が乗っ取られるわ。
Actually, more than that, you were still getting allowances at that age? She has to be at least in like her mid-20s. There's no
今日は
reason.
早いんでしょ。
You're a
なら
working
ここで待って
woman.
るからすぐに帰ってきてね。
努力する。留守番よろしくな、イリ。
いっそのことここの子になっちゃえバカ。
Fujine sulks while hiding behind my back.
はいはい。大河も気を引き締めなさいよね。外でシローに迷惑かけちゃダメなんだから。
Ilya easily turns aside her remark. Power relationship must already be at a position where Fujine can't push back. How the fuck are you getting bossed around by Ilya?
じゃあ先に行ってるけど。
Hey, a new
のんび
sprite.
り歩いて遅刻しちゃダメよシロ。
Getting new sprites even this far. Leaving the sound of exhaust, Fujine disappears like a bullet. Fujine got her license a month ago. Since then, her tardiness decreased considerably, but she has received another nickname of Rocket Tiger. I mean, Rocket Driver. That only she doesn't know about. I stretch out and take a deep breath. Sakura has gone to school already. Seeing how she was already eating a large bowl of rice today, it seems she's in real high spirits. Today is the big day for the archery club. Sakura must be enthusiastic to work hard as the co-captain of the archery club.
さて、
Let's go to school. Today is April 7th. There's a school entrance ceremony and the season is past the cold weather and already into spring. It's been 2 months since then. Feels like a lot's changed since she's gone away, but I think the changes are trivial. Winter's ended and spring came. That's all that changed. I feel like I've grown up a bit, but it's not like that caused me to be any different. So not much has changed. Amiya Shiro is clumsily running after Kiritsugu as usual.
おはよう、エミヤくん。朝から顔を合わせるなんて奇遇ね。
おっす。今日もいい天気だな。
That's weird, they don't have the layering over it. Usually they have like the box layering over it, but they don't have it here.
けど奇遇か？ここ最近よくニアミスするだろう。まあいや、そりゃ今までこう頻繁に出くわすことはなかったけど。
It's almost like you're friends now, and she's trying to make an effort. Gosh, Shiro.
出くわすってあなたね。
Tosaka glares at me as if unhappy about something. I don't think it's good to send an aura of enmity first thing in the morning.
遠坂、もしかして登校時間変えたのか？前はもうちょっと遅かっただろう。早すぎず遅すぎずって時間だ
You're
った。
fashionably on time to keep up your honor student appearance, if I remember
そ
correctly.
んなことないわよ。今まで顔を合わせなかったのは偶然でしょ。知ってる？エミヤくんと私の家、きっかり正反対の位置にあるの。だから普通に起きて普通に坂
Yeah,
を降り
yeah,
れば
Rin, sure.
ここ
I
で顔を合
believe
わせ
you.
るの
I
は当
believe
然
you
ってわけ。
100%.
へえ、それは初耳だ。そっか、それなら確かに。
Wait, hold on. Only if we do the same things around the same time. For Tosaka to come to this intersection at this time, she would have to get up at 6.
遠
That's...
坂、お前眠くない？
I ask her directly.
何よその言い分。
You're not a
私は
morning
眠
person.
くもないし無理も
It's
してないわ。
just kind of the matter of fact.
なんだってそんなこと聞くわけ？あなた。
いや、お前朝弱かったから。寝不足で学校に行くと化けの皮が剥がれるぞ。授業中に居眠りなんかしたら大変だ。下手に起こそうものなら寝起きの悪魔みたいな顔した遠坂が暴れるんだからな。
Nah, like, I will kill all that disturbs my sleep, kind of thing.
そんなことしないわよ。たかだか30分の早起きで深くなんて取るものですか。
Okay.
ほら、早起きしてるじゃないか。やっ
You revealed your plans.
もう人の起床時間なんてどうでもいいでしょ。つまんない
But
先
I
生をしてる
also
暇が
got
あるな
30
ら
mornings,
さっさと
30
学校に
minutes.
行きなさい。
Tosaka gets angry while looking away. Her excuse is plausible, so I stop my greeting here and we resume our way to school. We go up the hill. The streets and houses below me all have changed to show the coming of spring. The wind is comfortable and cherry blossom flowers flutter down occasionally from the school on top of the hill. Everything that can be seen and felt is pleasant.
何？今週はほとんどバイトなの？まあエミヤくんの時間だから文句はないけど、そんなんで体壊さない？
We were in a week and a half, no, 2-week-long war. We're not gonna get sick from working a little bit.
いや、今日ぐらいは休みをもらったよ。弓道部で新入部員の歓迎会をやるっていうから、イリアを連れて遊びに行こうかなと。
なんかさりげにすごい度胸してるわよね、あなたって。平気な顔してイリアを学校に連れて
Say
行く
it's
あた
like
り
a
大
little
物だ
cousin
わ。
or something. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
なんかまずいか？イリアだって暇つぶしになるって喜ぶと思うんだが。
まずいわよ。まずいけど、そういうことなら私もお邪魔しようかな。イリアがいるなら退屈しないし、何より危なっかしくって放っておけない。
I'm thankful that she says that. It's Tosaka, not Sakura or me, that understands Ilya the most. There's the fact that she periodically takes care of Ilya, but more importantly, Ilya and Tosaka are natural-born magi. I think Tosaka would be a good teacher for Ilya as she doesn't quite realize what it's like to live as a magus while hiding the fact. Thus, things are settling into the way they should be. The damage from the Holy Grail War is almost completely restored by the new priest dispatched by the church, and our everyday life is returned without problems. There are certainly things that were lost and will not return. The wounds have slowly healed, and I should be happy about the regrets fading away.
けど意外だったな。
And then, Osaka murmurs in a serious tone while looking down at the down at the town below her.
意外だったって何が？
うん、私シロはもっと落ち込むと思ってた。しばらくは立ち直れないだろうなって思ってたのよ。
This is about the girl that isn't here anymore. It's been 2 months since then. It's about the golden-haired girl that we talked about for the first time since then.
そうだな。俺もそうなるだろうって思ってた。その後のことなんて考えるだけでどうかしそうだった。
The whole point of this route was you can't change the past, and you just gotta keep moving on.
けど蓋を開けてみればシロったら今まで通りだったでしょ。その時にね、こいつ大丈夫かなとも思ったのよ。うまく言えないんだけど、次の日にはあっさり事故で死んじゃうような雰囲気だった。
なんだそりゃ。なんで平気なのにあっさり死ぬんだよ。
そういうこともあるの。人間ってのはね、何かの手違いで一生涯の目標を叶えちゃうと、それでぽっくりいくものなのよ。もう生きるのはいいやと思った途端、赤信号なのに車が突っ込んできたり。
What fucking karma, like, oh man, I could die right now and I'd be happy, and then they just get fucking, like, struck by lightning or something. Like, what kind of cosmic irony? Okay, Tosaka's metaphor is difficult to understand. She might want to say something about peaceful death and going to heaven or something.
だから私はそれが心配だった。ああいう時はね、いっそ派手に落ち込んでくれた方
Sure,
が
that's,
安心するもの
yeah,
なの。
no. Like, after that sort of thing, it's natural to, like, get sad and get depressed about that shit. So, like, to all of a sudden be, like, turn around and be fine and sporting smiles and shit. Like, that would definitely worry the people around you.
なんだ。じゃあ落ち込んでたら慰めてくれたのか、登坂。
まさか背中に蹴り入れて一日で立ち直らせてやったわよ。
That's your form of comforting, so he's right. He is absolutely right. He looks away in displeasure. Her gesture looks so funny that I laugh.
何よ、おかしい？
いや、とにかく登坂らしい厳しいセリフだったんで安心した。
We both walk on, looking up the spring sunlight. The hill is long, and it looks as if it'll continue into the endless blue sky. And as if saying something
じゃあ
trifling.
もう未練はないんだ。セイバーがいなくなってもさ。
Be careful what you say. There might be something coming for you. Some lurking form of death.
ああ、未練なんてきっとない。
It's not a bluff, and I say so with a calm state that even surprises me. There's no regret, and I don't have anything I forgot to tell her. That parting contained everything. What I wanted to do, what she dreamed of, was a competition of our determination. Maybe I should have taken her hand and granted her dream. But there was something we both felt was beautiful, and we desperately protected it until the very end. There's nothing to feel regret about, as she has properly ended her time. I cannot remain in this reminiscence forever.
ふん、シローの中では決着をつけたってことね。だから落ち込むことも
Man,
な
this
く。
town is so beautiful when it's not gray and fucking snowy everywhere. Like, this green is amazing.
けど今も夢に見る。これから先もずっとあいつのことを思い出すよ。いつか記憶が薄れて、あいつの声もあいつの仕草も忘れていく。それでもこんなことがあったと、セイバーっていうやつが好きだったってことだけはずっと覚えてる。
Osaka doesn't say anything, but for some reason, she looks happy and starts to walk as if she's skipping.
どうしたんだよ登坂。そんなに急いで。なんかあったのか？
別に、ただ早く学校に着きたいなって。さあ、そういうわけだからシローも急ぐ。のんびりしてると置いてくわよ。
I think the nice thing throughout all this is that Tosaka got a friend. Turning around, Tosaka starts running up the hill.
なんだあいつ。朝弱いくせに無理して。
Grumbling, I throw the bag over my shoulder and start to run. It's still 7:30. It's too early a time for a student not involved in any club activities, but I guess there's nothing wrong with being early. Running up the road that seemed to go into the sky, I reach the school earlier than usual. Today is the day that the new year starts. If I'm to celebrate it, I have to shave off my old memories and hurry up. Or shake off. Nah, what the fuck, shave? Traces will never go away, even if I almost cry in the vacancy hitting my heart. Blue sky is in the distance. It feels so close, and I cannot grasp it even if I reach out with my hands. I looked up at the stars before. Stars that I cannot reach and the wishes that will not be granted. There's nothing we have been able to leave behind for each other. Therefore, traces and memories will disappear someday. But still, even if it will not reach her, there should be something that will remain in our hearts. There's nothing that remains in our hands, but we lived the same time and looked up at the same things. If I can remember that, I can believe that we can be together even if we are far apart. I can assent that, as there are things that will go away, there are also things that will not go away. That is why I will keep on running for now. If I aim for the distance, there should become a day when I will be able to reach out for what I've been aiming for. Winter has passed and it is spring, season of new beginnings. Under the blue sky that she has also seen, I keep running up the hill. The battle is ended. The last battleground, the battle that was fought between the split halves of a country, ended with the king's victory. The night is running. The battle is ended. The bloody red sun is already set, and the darkness of the night is already ruling over the battlefield. The hill, covered with corpses, is filled with curses, crying out to try and to take survivors with them. Through it all, the knight runs panting. Our rein is in the knight's hands, and the wounded white horse earnestly follows him. The only survivors are this knight and this horse, and this one king that is lying on the white horse's back. He must be wounded himself, but the knight runs through the battlefield with all his energy. The king he is serving is on the verge of death. The king has defeated the enemy's king in personal combat. The king received a fatal wound as well. The wound is fatal even in the knight's eyes. The king that they have served will soon reach death. He desperately calls out, or possibly the knight might have really believed it, that their king is immortal, that as long as the guidance of the holy sword is there, the king would never die. He breathes hard, passes over the mountain of corpses, and heads for the forest that's not covered in blood. He knew of the king's immortality. Therefore, he believes that the king's wounds will heal if he escapes the cursed battlefield and makes it to a pure place. No, he could only believe so. He believed his own king, unlike the other knights. The king was isolated in the court, alienated by the knights, and was feared by the people. But the king did not show emotion even in such a situation, and always stayed as an ideal. And the knight felt pride in his young king. He did not serve his country. He had entrusted his sword, struggled to be of power, and made his way to be a personal guard of the king. God damn it! No! The worst time for this. Talk about the worst timing for my internet to die. Like the actual worst timing. Oh, that was awful. Oh my god. Let's finish this before my internet dies again. He did not serve his country. He had entrusted his sword, struggled to be of power, and made his way to be the personal guard of the king as a young man because it was this king. God damn it! No, I was joking! I was joking! Okay, hold on. Frames are stabilizing. Okay, we're good. The Masked King. The boy who tried to allow no personal feelings and to be fair. He might have hoped to be able to see the king's true face if he went near the king. He just wanted to see the king's true expressions. Not the face he puts on during battle or in the castle, but a real smiling face of a human. It should appear in the court when he has been released from his duties. No matter how perfect a king is, he cannot strain his mind 24 hours a day. But that thinking proved wrong. The only thing he found out was the truth contrary to his expectations. He has made it to the rank of the Imperial Guard and was able to guard beside the king. He has guarded the king closer than any of the other knights and kept watch on the king's behaviors. But still, it did not happen even once. His king never smiled. Since when did he feel anger towards it? King has accomplished so many great deeds and has accrued much glory, but in fact, the king has never showed a peaceful face. He could not approve of that fact. He wanted to believe such a thing should not be allowed. That's why he wished for his king to be awarded the light. But he has yet to accomplish that. The king is still isolated. That is why the knight continuously did not approve of the king's death. He cannot end it here. He thinks that this great king is not rewarded enough for his actions. No.
今はこちらにすぐに兵を呼んでまいります。
Have you ever seen such a good boy? The good boy, Bedivere. In the forest, he reaches the night. The knight lays the king by a large tree. The situation is a race against time. It takes half a day, no matter how much he hurries to go to the port where his own army is left. Anyone with eyes should be able to tell if the king's life will last in the morning or not.
どうかそれまで辛抱。必ず兵を連れて戻ります。
He salutes the unconscious king and runs toward his white
ベ
horse.
リビエール
Before that, the king that should have been unconscious calls out his name.
おう、意識が戻られましたか。
少し夢を見ていた。
Faint voice, but that voice seems warm to the night.
夢ですか。
He calls out as if to search. The king's consciousness is not certain. He shall go back into the darkness unless he replies so.
そうだ。あまり見たことがないのでな。貴重な体験をした。
それは。では、どうぞお気遣いなくお休みください。
Gasping sound. It sounds as if what the knight had said was unexpected.
何かご無礼な点でも。
いや、そなたの言い分に驚いた。夢とは目を覚ました後でも見れるものなのか。
Now is the knight's turn to be surprised. He stutters but replies even though he knows it's a lie.
はい。強く思えば同じ夢を見続けることもできるでしょう。
That lie hurts, my guy. That lie hurts. Such a thing was not possible. What happens only once, not continuously, is what people call a dream. But the knight lies in spite of that. He apologizes that this will be the first and last dishonesty he will perform toward the king.
そうか。そなたは博識だな。ベリビエール。
King murmurs as if impressed. His face is still looking down and does not even look up at the knight. King breathes so softly that it can be barely heard, and quietly,
ベリビエール。我が命権を持て。
King gives his last order in a faint voice.
よいか。 この森を抜け、あの血塗られた丘を越えるのだ。その先には深い湖がある。そこに我が剣を投げ入れよ。
おう、それは。
The knight knows what that means. The sword of the lake. To let go of the sword, that was the proof that the king and wanted to pray. Proof of the king and what protected the king means the end of the king he served.
行くのだ。ことを成し得たのならばここに戻り、そなたが見たことを伝えてほしい。
The king doesn't take back his order. The knight takes the holy sword and goes over the hill with his indecision still in mind. And the knight hesitates, returning the sword 3 times. The lake was certainly there. He just could not throw the sword in it. If he throws the sword in, his king will disappear. The knight is unable to throw away the sword from his unwillingness to part with the king. The knight turns around and returns to the king. The king repeats to the knight. As the knight lies to the king that he has thrown away the sword, the king only replies to follow his command. To disobey the king's command is a great sin for a knight, but still, he disobeyed the king's order twice. He was reluctant for the king's life when he faced the lake, but that comes to an end. As the knight figures out he cannot change the king's decision, he throws the sword in the lake on his 3rd visit. The holy sword returns to the lake. A white hand appearing from the water receives the sword, and after going through the sky 3 times, the holy sword vanishes from this world. The knight finally accepts it. King's end. That the duty that was too long has finally ended. After crossing the hill 3 times, the forest is covered in morning sunlight. The battlefield is afar, in a pure light mist that does not show any trace of a bloody battlefield.
湖に剣を投げ入れてまいりました。剣は湖の夫人の手に。
The king opens his eyes to the knight's words.
そうか。ならば胸を張るがよい。
The knight nods silently at the voice of facing death. Everything has ended. Chaos in his country would still continue. The battle will not end, and the day of ruin will come around soon. But the battle of the king has ended. She has fulfilled her duty until the very last moment. The light disappears. Finishing her task, has her last strength disappeared from her body?
すまないな。レリビエール。今度の眠りは少し長く。
As if going to sleep slowly, she gradually closes her eyes. The morning sunlight fills the area. The forest stands there quietly, and the king goes into a long sleep. The knight keeps watching over her figure. King that he wished for. A lonely king that was seen off by just one knight. But her face is what he wished for. Peaceful sleep. In her last moments, the king has obtained peace that she has never been able to obtain. He was just happy about that fact. The knight thanks to someone who has given her peace and proudly watches over his king. The heaven is far and the clearing sky is blue. Battle is truly ended.
見ているのですか、アーサーを。
His murmur rides through the wind, as if sinking into the endless blue, the king that went into sleep
続きを。
sees a distant dream. Battle is over. Let's put our swords down and rest in momentary peace. After dozing in a warm dream, a new day will dawn. Days will continue on, and we are still following the same star we saw. Yeah, no, she said Medivir. But that's the end of the Fate route. There might be a little bit more after the credits, but regardless, that's the end of the Fate route. And God, I really enjoyed it. That was a very emotional ending, and it was a very nice ending. The goodest boy Bedivere. Have you ever seen such a good boy? Oh my god. Fuck, dude. I'm emotional right now. And we've got the fucking Fate Extra stream that's gonna start soon here in a second. And I haven't had anything to fucking eat all day. I need to get something to eat. But let's talk about this a little bit. This was a fun route, but not for the reasons why I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna say that for a fact, because I feel like one of the problems from the Fate route is that, like, it very clearly paved the way for a lot of different things, but a lot of it was also exposition, dealing with certain things and introducing you to the concepts, because this was the route that they were expecting you to play first. There's a lot of different avenues that they don't really explore, that, like, just the various, like, the second conflict with Assassin that we never got, what the hell is going on with Archer, an actual confrontation with Caster, Ryder doing anything, Sakura disappearing for the entire thing. There's a lot of different avenues that still haven't been explored, which it makes me excited to read the other two routes, to fully see this all the way through. But as the Fate route alone, I think it's there was oh god, that was a very short credit. I forgot how small this team was. Fuck. I wanted to talk more. As the Fate route alone, I did end up really liking it, but not for the reasons why I thought I was going to, because there was a lot. Oh, Finn. There was before I did this, like, last week of streaming, there was like a big kind of tapering in my heart where I realized, like, at the point there it was, I didn't really enjoy the Fate route, because, and that was like after we had beaten Berserker, because it was just like I said, it felt like it was setting up for a lot of things and then never actually cashing out. And I was like, okay, I'll enjoy Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel more, and that'll just be the end of it. But it really picked up towards the end, and it really made me care about a lot of different things, about Shiro and his growth, about Artoria and her growth. The only thing bad I would have to say about it is, like, just, I mean, it wasn't obvious, I wouldn't say. Like, it was very obviously an evil guy. I'm talking about Konomine, but, like, the sudden arrival of Gilgamesh is a little bit ham-fisted, just to, like, oh, we gotta have this ultimate bad guy, is the only, like, bad part about it, I would say. And like I said, just not the most development on other things that are obviously going to be explored or developed upon in later routes. But on its own, I think Fate route stands up pretty well. It's not. It was a fun ride. It was a fun ride. I enjoyed it, and I definitely, as weak on character representation compared to the other two routes. Yeah, I enjoyed Shiro and Saber. Definitely carried the route. They were good. They were very good. Ah, damn. I thought there was something else. But yeah. Actually, how long have I spent on this? 1 day, 19 hours, and 33 minutes. God damn. That's a big oof. Oh, fuck, dude. Well, I think that's all there is to it, unless there's something else that I'm missing, maybe. But I don't think that's the case. So, damn, this track. This track. Yeah, that's only on one route. Yeah, there's still 2 other routes, but I won't be doing those 2 routes for either the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel. Those are going to be things that if you've been paying attention to this playthrough, I'd go ahead and explore it for your own. You can't. I'd say it's definitely worth it. This Fate route was already really fun and really enjoyable, and I've heard Unlimited Blade Works is kind of like universally loved from what I know, and Heaven's Feel is seems like a love it or hate it type of thing. But from what I can say is, like, go ahead and check out the other routes, and yeah. For Weeb Weekends on this channel, what's coming up next is something that I know quite a few different people, cough, Jedi cough, have been looking forward to. But the next thing that's coming up for the Weeb Weekends on this channel, aka tomorrow, is Danganronpa V3, which is something that I've been putting off. It's been like a year since I started Danganronpa 1 on this channel, but we're going to be coming back to it. And on the YouTube channel, because the Danganronpa stuff is all coming off on like its own thing, and that isn't going to be stopping. On its own, like, I think the next visual novel to come after this on the YouTube channel that'll be uploaded is A Light in the Dark. That's the one I'm going to be going for next. And for everybody that stuck around and watched to the end of the Fate route and enjoyed and had the emotions with me, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Take care, guys.